seems the Wizards have finally figured things out this season. How did they get there, and just how far can they go? Here's Mike Wilbon.
Finally, 2/3 of the way into the season, opponents have stopped whispering, "What's wrong with the Wizards?" For 3 months, they were the single biggest disappointment in basketball. Their season was one dysfunctional happening after another, most notably Twitter beef between John Wall and Marcin Gortat, but also inexplicably uneven play. Beat the Cavaliers, lose to the Nets. Beat Toronto twice, lose to Dallas twice. Beat the Celtics and Rockets, lose to the Hawks. Finally, with Wall out following knee surgery, the Wizards have started playing up to their own expectations and the league's.
The Wizards have won their last 3, 8 of their last 10, all without John Wall.
This continues what has been a stretch of adjustment and precision without John Wall. Here in Washington, D.C., so far, no Wall, not too much of a problem.
In 13 games without Wall the last month, the Wizards are 10-3. They were tied for 10th in assists with Wall, but have been number 1 in the league in that department without him. Without their primary playmaker, the ball and bodies have moved in an energized and purposeful way they absolutely must in his absence. Finally, the Wizards seem capable of sustained concentration and something that resembles on-court chemistry. And it adds up to being right on Cleveland's tail for the number 3 spot in the East.
So we just trust each other. We know it's big shoes to fill with John being out, and everybody has to step up.
Still, anybody who leaps to the conclusion that the Wizards are somehow better off without Wall in the long run is delusional. They cannot win anything meaningful without their best playmaker and most talented player. And they have to continue to play exactly this way when he comes back, which means understanding that Otto Porter, the team's highest paid player, rising two-way swing Kelly Oubre, and Wall's replacement Thomas Satoransky all have to maintain these higher profiles when Wall returns in a few weeks. Whatever wasn't happening in November, December, and January, they seem to have found in plenty of time how they need to play and interact. At their worst, they're a distracted underachiever. At their best, they've got the stars, the support players, and the coach to be a nightmare for anybody in the East, all of whom are paying close attention to the Wizards at last.
Paul, a reminder, the Wizards are 10-3 without John Wall. He is expected back mid-March. My question to you, when he returns, should the team adjust to him or should he adjust to the Wizards?
Well, I mean, the obvious answer is people are going to say Wall should adjust to the Wizards, but they're going to have to adjust to him. He has the ball, and to win in this league, you have to have star players. John Wall is a superstar in this league, and he plays one way. He plays with speed. He moves the ball. He's constantly one of the top assist men in the league every single year. And so, what the statistics say is they can get by on the short term. But if you want to go somewhere in the playoffs and you want to go far, these guys have to adjust to what John Wall is doing. Obviously, but at the same time, he has to do a better job at maybe buying into what's working. And what they're doing right now is working.
Get him, Tracy.
Get him,
Tracy.
They have to adjust to what John Wall is doing?
Yeah, but sometimes, this is what I'm meaning this. He may have to take just a little step back, but he has to continue to be himself.
John Wall has to sacrifice when he comes back. That's what he has to do. Because if you look how these guys are playing, they're sharing the basketball. It's actually good that he was out so he could take a seat back and look at the talent that he has on his basketball team. He can see what Otto Porter is capable of doing. He can see what Kelly Oubre is capable of doing.
What's the point guard's name?
I don't know the point guard.
Satoransky.
I don't know the point guard's name. But
you saying this team is
because
better?
you recognize that these guys are capable of doing more than you're allowing them to because you're dominating the ball. Now, John Wall is not a ball hog, but he's the guy, he's the primary ball holder. If you allow these guys to be who they are when you're out on the basketball court, it's just going to make them a much better basketball team. So I think he has to sacrifice a little bit of his game. I had to sacrifice. You had to sacrifice when you got the big three.
Do you think they're better without John Wall?
Not at all. I'm not saying that. They're going to need him, obviously, to, evolve in the playoffs.
I'm going to ask you guys over there, Jalen, Beats, what does John Wall have to do? I mean, he's great at pushing the ball. He's constantly at the top of the assist. I mean, he's not the shooter you want him to be. Like,
Paul, I need you to leave the question asking to me, first of all.
What do you think?
That's my
He's
job.
I'm asking this question now.
He's got to
Say it with
sacrifice,
your
man.
chest.
What do you want him to do? What adjustments do you see John Wall
Jalen, tell
making
him.
then?
I hope Chauncey Billups is watching this show, and I'm glad that I'm having this debate with both of you guys, and I'm rolling with T-Mac, because we've talked to Mac about appreciating his role players. We've talked to Paul about appreciating his glue guys. Now we get a chance to see them flourish.
Absolutely.
Paul, you told me that Otto Porter Jr. had more to offer. Now he gets a chance to show that.
But that's no different from James Harden had more to offer when he was on OKC. Westbrook had more to offer without Durant. I mean, all these guys are MVPs without each other. Of course. I mean, but Otto has to sacrifice when John Wall is out there because John Wall is a superstar.
No, you don't want your role players to sacrifice. You actually want
your
them to
role
be
players
who they are.
start sacrificing, Paul, he might as well be out of the league.
He's a rebounder,
That's my point.
defender, and knockdown shooter. And that's
Paul, you did a roster
of
glue guys from each team. And what did you say that those glue guys' record would be? Like 24 wins?
Yeah, the glue guys, if you put a glue guy team together, there's no chance.
And you want them to sacrifice more? They'll be out of the league.
No.
How about this? John Wall leads the league in seconds per possession. It's 24 seconds on the clock. He has the ball 6 of those seconds. When he comes back, that's just a slight adjustment. He's still an all-star,
a small
Paul.
adjustment,
He's still
but he
going to be
still has
amongst
to
the
be
league leaders
himself.
in dimes.
He still has to be himself. I said it's a small adjustment. Pass the ball 2 seconds earlier, John. That's all we want you to do.
All right,
And
so
we'll
there we
be
go. We
fine.
got specifics. 2 seconds.
Just 2 seconds
Well, we
earlier.
fixed it.